New Red Faction game was canceled after Embracer layoffs. Report. Mars barred. According to a new report, a Red Faction sequel was in development at one point before the project was canceled during Embracer's months-long period of layoffs. While this new game in the series was pitched to higher ups shortly after the original Red Faction studio, Volition had shut down developer Fish Labs felt that it had the necessary experience to resurrect the series. As reported by Rock Paper Shotgun, Fish Labs put together an elevator pitch in trailer form to sell Embrace-owned publisher PlayStation on the idea. The visual prototype was built on an Unreal Engine 5, and the plan was to create a game similar to 2009's Red Faction Guerrilla, but it was never greenlit, and the project was canceled by November of 2023. Not long after, Fish Lab studio leadership was reportedly instructed to lay off almost every staff member not involved in active game project, and mass layoffs began soon thereafter. This wasn't the first time that Embracer had flirted with the Red Faction franchise, as back in 2019, Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered was released by the company. This version of the game had better visuals and even more impressive physics-based destruction. Its 2011 sequel, Red Faction Armageddon, never received the same treatment. Overall, Embracer had embarked on a series of drastic cuts lately, partially due to a major deal falling through. This was later revealed to have been a pact with Saudi Arabia's Savvy Games that fell through, and eventually 29 unannounced games were canceled and 1,400 people lost their jobs. Embracer Group is also splitting up into three distinct companies and has recently discussed its plans to use artificial intelligence technology to empower its employees during the game development process. So, comments. One comment. Buraxcano goes, job well done. So, do you have any experience with the Red Faction series?
I have heard of Red Faction as well as Red Faction 2 for PS2 and all, and I actually have a copy of it on the Xbox One as the Xbox original copy. I never played it in years now, and it's been a while I haven't played any of the Red Faction games. Last time I did play any Red Faction games was back with you, actually. Triple J, back during when you were living in Long Island in your household. I played it for a few minutes. It wasn't so bad. And the promotion for Red Faction was pretty cool too with Red Faction 2. So with the song from that band, like keep your head, yeah.
Are you sure? Because the only Red Faction game I remember having back in Long Island was the original, and it wasn't even me. It was my father. He was getting back into games shortly at that point for a short
I
time,
see.
and Red
Okay.
Faction was one game he bought.
Yeah, it was. You had a Red Faction game, if I recall. It was back for your Red Faction or
It
Red
was
Faction 2.
it was the original.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I always wanted to give Red Faction a chance. The franchise. I never even got far in the original, to be honest.
Right.
But yeah, it sucks that this game. It sucks what happened to the developer. Um, but it just seems like Red Faction is one franchise that was like never able to get off the ground, no matter what they tried. I think I got like Red Faction 3 for the original Xbox.
Okay.
Um, but like I got stuck 15, 20 minutes into the game. So uh, yeah, so I mean, Red Faction, the original was good, but but that was, I think, the peak of Red Faction's success as a franchise. Um, Ever since then, it seems like Red Faction's just been trying to like get to that level again, but whatever they release just doesn't seem to work.
Right.
Um,
Also, and I can say this too as well. I also have other Red Faction games too. That's called Red Faction Armageddon as well. So I never got to play that game either. That's why the games are gold. So that's some of the games from over the years. I keep forgetting about these games altogether.
yeah, so I mean, you must have gotten that before I joined Games with Gold because I never got that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I mean, it sucks, but um, Red Faction has always been one of those series it's been like they just ever since the first game they just can't do they just can't find success no matter what they try with in their next game.
Right.
And it's always been, honestly, while the background of Mars sounds like a great idea, it's um, honestly, to be fair, it is just when it just is a simple shooter. I mean, there's nothing about Red Faction that I've heard, like it's not like a Call of Duty which has good stories. It's not, um, or it's not Doom which has like um, enemies that just bombard you, or rooms full of enemies, especially if you play on a higher difficulty. There's nothing. It's just a shooter.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, I mean, I'm never like, even in like when it comes to stories and stuff, Red Faction doesn't even offer anything there. Boom, you're on Mars. I mean,
Hmm.
so it sucks, but unfortunately, that's the way. That's what. But
Yeah, let's hope so. One day they'll have some company or some group of people will reinvigorate the Red Faction series again. But for the last couple of games of Red Faction, they weren't all that great, so it wasn't doing too well for the last almost 10 years now. Prior to this new game was to come out, that's out canceled. So
okay, yeah. So I mean, unfortunately, un- unfortunately, it was canceled, but it was canceled due to the layoffs. So we don't know if this game would have been the one that would have gotten Red Faction back to where it was when it first came out.
oh yeah.